Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, hey traders. In this video, I'm just going to be going across all the markets, what you see on the screen right now. SP 500, the Nasdaq, the Dow, go over silver and gold, also the GDX, GDXJ, and just see what the markets are telling us right now on a short-term basis. So that's what I'm going to be covering there, guys. Before I start, guys, make sure you click on that link in the description. If you need help with your trading right now, I'm giving you a whole complete trading course. If you're making a lot of mistakes but you don't know why or what you're doing, or your trading systems, chart reading techniques, and so on and so forth, guys, just go get the trading course, okay? If you need just some guidance, but you're just not sure what to do, then grab that trading course. I'm doing a bit of a flash sale with that as well too. So let's get straight into what I'm seeing through here with the markets. Okay, so firstly, let's go have a look at the SP 500, and we will go from there. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring up a chart that is just a blank chart. Okay, so one of the most important things, guys, that I always have to bring myself back to, and sometimes I slip up every now and then as well too, is I move away from what the market is telling me and to what I believe. Okay, and so it's always important to just follow along with the markets, right? And for you guys that have been trading for a while, you know yourself, right? If you just listen to the charts, because that's the market, right? Listen to the markets and what the market is telling you, then you do so much better, right? If we just throw our thoughts out the window. So that's what I want to share with you in this session here. Let me actually zoom in right now on the SP 500 and let's see what's going on through here. So the first thing that we can see is that ever since we had that March bottom through here, we've had this rally up, okay? Now, one thing that I must say about the overall stock market and the way that it works, guys, is that if we're going to get another shutdown, okay, if the whole big CV is going to come back out again and the whole big virus situation is going to hit the market again, if we are going to get a shutdown, the market will preempt that, it will foresee that, and it will start to have a sharp pullback first. Then the shutdown, then big printing of money will start again. Makes sense? It's not like the market's going to drop a little bit like it has recently, and then the Fed's going to step right in and start to buy up loads and loads and loads and try to put a floor in the markets. Okay, if you look at this from a logical point of view, okay, that the Fed's not going to step in every single time we have a little pullback. Okay, because look back even back over history, right? Guys, like look back last year. Look at all these, mate. Look at this pullback here, right? What was this here? 7% pullback. This one here was a 7% pullback. This one here, a 6% pullback. You can even go back to late in late 2018. Okay, and you can see here this one here dropped 20%, right? So the Fed's not going to drop. The Fed's not going to. If you look at this from a logical point of view, okay, the Fed is not going to come in and support this every single red down day, okay? The plunge protection team is not good at it. If you're thinking that, guys, that is completely flawed and it's wrong, okay? It's absolutely wrong. Why? Because the fact of the matter is, if you go back over time, and even if I go to my weekly chart now, you can actually see that over time, you get these. Look at this here, right? We had a big move up in 2017 into 18, and then we had this sort of flash crash, right? We were down like, this one here was down like 10% in a matter of a couple of weeks, right? And then we went through another big bubble, and then we had a bit of a flash crash here over a couple of months, right? And then so on and so forth. So I want to preempt what I'm going through right now on the charts and what the market is telling us. And if you're thinking, you know what, the Fed's not going to let this market drop, then guys, please, let's get real here, okay? The Fed's not going to come in every single little pullback, and once again, they just don't. You know what I mean? We're going to get pullbacks, we're going to get swings. It's just going to happen, okay? So if you're betting on the Fed just keep printing more money every single time we have a little red down day, then it's just not the way it works, okay? And if you look at what's going on through here, that once again, guys, if we are going to get some sort of a shutdown, if the Fed's got to go do a little bit of a lot more printing of money to support the market, we would need to see the market come down. We would need to see the market come down first, right? Because if you look at this whole situation here, okay? If you just look at what happened here back in March when the market started to sell off through here. Look what happened here. When did the Fed start? When did everything seem to be really, really, really bad? Down the bottom here. You know what I mean? So if I bring up a little bit of a let me go to, right, if I bring up my little bit of, say we'll go this one here, right? It was around about this sort of period through here, okay? That, let me see if I can just make that a bit better. Okay, it was around about this period through here when everything seemed to be really bad, right? The shutdown happened, World Health Organization came out, said pandemic, national emergency, all that sort of stuff, right? It was after the market crashed or after the market came down, that's when we started to get that, right? So if we're going to get another shutdown, the market will foresee that, and we're probably going to get something like this. Right? Why? Because the market's foreseeing it. The market will come down first, then we'll get all this stuff happening. And guess what? If the market does sell off and we get down here and suddenly guess what? We get all this stuff happening. Fed comes out and starts to print more money again and to put a floor in the markets and all that sort of stuff. Then guess what's going to happen? Maybe a week or so later, we're going to rally up for another 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, it's just in the books. But please don't think that this market can't even have a nice, 7 or 8 or 10% pullback from where we are right now without the Fed stepping in every single day. Oh, the Fed's not getting them, the Plunge protection team, the Fed won't allow this market to drop. What a load of bollocks, guys, okay? If we just look at the facts for what the market is and just see over time, like over history, the way the markets work, like, no, all right? It's just not going to happen. Now, yes, if we start to see a very strong sell-off, then yes, that's when, just like back here in the middle of March, that's when they stepped in, right? And they said, right, we need to put a bit of floor in these markets. That's when they're probably going to step in. So with the preference of what I've just said there, guys, we are rolling over right now just below we had a lot of support here, a lot of support. Now it's resistance. We had this high point. We've got a bit of a gap here as well too. And now we're rolling over. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this throughout the rest of this week right now. Now, I don't believe we're going to get to new lows. I don't think, I do believe the Fed's going to step in again. Okay, I really do believe that, but I think that they're going to try and step in if the market starts to sell off quite strongly again. Okay, not like right now today. Oh, you know what, the Fed's not going to let the market go up, and guys, and if you're thinking like, you know what, oh, look at this market. The market had a bit of a crash. Oh, look, we had an update here. The Fed stepped in again, and then we come down. Oh, look, we had a red day, and look, a green bar through here. Oh, look, the Fed stepped in again. What a load of bollocks, guys. Seriously, like, come on now. If you think the Fed's stepping in on every single little pullback, they're not, guys. Like, seriously, just listen to the market, okay? So what's happening with the market right now? We're rolling over and we're creating this lower high formation. So a lot more downside to come, I see. And as you can see, look at that selling volume on the S&P 500. If I look at the Dow, same sort of thing, right? Like a lot of selling volume coming into the market. So I see a pullback, down to around 22, around about that 23,000 mark. And the same for the Nasdaq, right? The Nasdaq here, bit of a false breakout to the upside. As you can see, a little false breakout to the upside. And now we're rolling over, and we had a very strong close below that. You can see, look at this here on the Nasdaq. Isn't it interesting? Notice how the market couldn't close below all through here on all these candles through here. All right, let me zoom in here. Couldn't close below, found support. Look what happened just recently, right? We opened, we came down, and we closed strongly through there. So on a short-term basis, Nasdaq's likely to get to 9,400, which is not a big drop, right? We're not talking about like a 3 or 4% drop here. But I do believe that's probably likely to be the start of an overall pullback down towards the 8,400 level. But on a short-term basis, this is where it's likely to go to. If I go to my QQQ, you can also see the same thing with the volume there as well too, right? Massive volume spike. Go to the SPY as well too, and you can see the massive volume spike there as well too, right? So a lot of volumes coming into these markets, and so therefore downside to come. Let's go have a look at gold and silver right now. So gold and silver right now on a short-term basis, guys, is really stuck in this overall upward channel through here. I'm pretty bullish long-term through this here, guys, but really not much to say through here when it comes to gold. Again, just long-term buy and hold for me, but on a short-term basis, not really much to say through here. We do have this level up through here as a strong resistance level through here. So if I bring up you see all this resistance level through here. So if I bring up my daily chart once again, so even if we do get a little bit of a push to the upside, guys, I do believe we're probably likely to get to maybe a bit of a turning point through here and a bit of a pullback week. If the stock market's going to sell off, we might see gold sell off as well too at the same point. We are getting to a bit of an oversold point where we are right now. If we go have a look at silver, silver's doing the same thing, right? So silver, we've actually broken to the underlying side of this trend line. So if on a short-term basis on silver, if I see, okay, so on silver right now on a short-term basis, we can see that we've got this sort of triangle pattern forming through here. Let me just delete that off the screen through there because I don't need that anymore. We have this resistance point through here. So I'm zooming in right now on a close-up point, as you can see, right? So the first thing what we have here, we have this long-term trend line come through here, all the support level through here, and notice how the market actually rejected it. Now we're rejecting underneath that trend line through there. Okay, so now we're doing that. We're in this bit of a pennant right now, or a bit of a triangle pattern right now in silver. So on a short-term basis, guys, if we get a bit of a rally, if I have a look at my weekly chart once again, there's a lot of resistance where we are right now from there, and possibly even up to as high of around that sort of $19 level. So there's a lot of resistance where this sort of area through here. If I go back to my daily chart, you can see that there's a lot of areas of resistance through here. So we need to really get past that before we see, if I go to my weekly chart once again and squeeze this up, I ultimately do see this thing probably getting, once we break 19, we're probably going to run up to 20 pretty quickly. With that being said, guys, okay, where we are right now, if we do get a bit of a drop to the downside, then if we do get a bit of a drop to the downside, then it may be short-lived. I'm actually long-term bullish with silver, guys. If I go to my weekly charts, this very big move here, I believe this is the final low for many years to come. So even if we did get a bit of a pullback through here, I'm seeing that we're probably likely to get, so let me just do this here, right? So we had this major level of support down through here. We had this big pull pennant through here. This was sort of the flagpole. So we're probably, we may even, if we do have a bit of we have a strong candle sell-off through here, we're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback down towards the $15, maybe even $16 level, maybe through there. I'm seeing probably a bit of a strong level of support or resistance, maybe just around that sort of $16 level there. So that's where if we do get a bit of a breakdown, if we get a break up, guys, there's a lot of resistance level through here. But if we do get a breakdown, and if gold does the same thing, then we're probably likely to see a bit of a short-term sell-off. I won't be trading that because it's going against that weekly trend. I never trade against the weekly trend. So what I will be doing, for me personally, is if we do get a pullback, I'll be waiting for a re-entry to go long with that overall weekly trend. Looking at the GDX right now, guys, really not much going on. Just very sideways movement. And if you guys remember many months ago, I was screaming to the mountaintops, do not be getting in now. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a sideways movement. Wait for something. Wait for the resting phase first. Do not be getting in now. And everyone thought I was nuts. And look what's happened ever since here, right? I started calling that actually back here. Like, oh, wait for a pullback. And then the market rallied up. See, John, you're wrong. And now the people, now the GDX holders have gone quiet now. So, guys, we're going through this bit of a sideways period. And it was just this sideways period here was expected. Why? Because the market is a living, breathing thing, right? And whenever you see our market go for a very strong rally like this here, it's actually healthy that when we're after a very big exhaustion move up, that we actually have a bit of a sideways movement and then go for another big run, right? What you don't want to see is this thing continue up and up and up and up, because now we're getting the bubble territory. This here is a very nice, healthy pullback in a bull market right now. I believe this bottom down the bottom, this bottom here is the final low for many years to come, just like with silver and other markets as well too. So long-term bull with GDX, but on a short-term basis, guys, I see we're probably likely to go through a lot more sideways movement on the GDX, and also same with the GDXJ as well too. Just a lot more sideways movement through here. If I go to my weekly charts, I can see that there is a whole ton of area resistance up that level through there, around about, say, that 50, just above that $50 level through there, guys. So with that being said, you know, you can see what's going on through here. Again, I see this thing probably even having a bit of a pullback through here. A lot more sideways pullback sort of action is likely to happen out of GDXJ before we start to see this thing rally to the upside. Let's have a look at the US dollar. And I just see the US dollar is building like a bear flag formation through here. So I see the US dollar probably likely to break this sort of major support level here. I'm looking at the UUP here. So around about this support level, we had a very big drop down. Now we had a very nice, what we call a price move, which is a very strong move down. Now we're getting some time, which is a very like sort of flag formation. If we do, guys, okay, just because we have a bear flag doesn't make it bearish. Okay, guys, that's the biggest myth you're going to hear in this industry right now. A bull flag is bullish, right? Have market run up. Oh, look at the bull flag. Doesn't mean it's bullish. No. Oh, look, it's a bear flag. Doesn't mean it's bearish. No. Because you'll see so many times in a bear flag, right? If the market runs up and then suddenly gives you a bear flag like this here, and then the market's doing this, guess what? There's a lot of times where the market won't break up. If the market breaks up, this is confirmation that, yes, now it's bullish, okay? But if we don't and we actually break down, then that's actually bearish and we're likely to go down to the bottom of the flag again. So just because we have a bullish pattern doesn't make it bullish. We need to wait for the market to say, okay, we're breaking out now, okay? Same for the bearish pattern. If we have a flagpole through here and the market this is, you know, like this here, right? People say, oh, this is bearish. It's not bearish until we actually break the lows. If we get a breaking of the lows like that, then yes, I can then see this going 1, 2, 2 and a bit. So we can go, oh, what's that there? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. So then I see this thing getting down to around about that sort of 24.50, 24.75 level there. Once we get that breakout, okay? Because if we do get a break up and out like that, out of this bull flag, then we could get a very nice run back to the upside out of the US dollar. So we need to wait for the market to tell us, okay? So guys, if you ever see like a head and shoulder formation, like we see a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, right? That is not a reversal pattern until we get a close, a very strong close below this support line. Okay, a lot of times you'll see a head and shoulder formation. You think, oh, the market's reversing, and it'll give you a nice head and shoulder. It's like, oh, this thing's definitely going to go down. It's like, no. And then what happens? And the market takes off. I've made that mistake so many times, guys. I've lost money by doing that, right? And like the same with these patterns here. So the whole technical thing about the markets, guys, it's like, you know, when you read these books and you do these courses, right? They're black and white courses, like, oh, it's a bullish flag. That means it's bullish. Well, what are bollocks? No, it's not. Right? It's total wrong. All right, and I'll back that up every day. It's bullish when the market tells us. All right. Yes, we have a bullish pattern, but to make it bullish, we need to break out first. This here, right here, is confirmation that yes, now this bullish flag is now likely to be bullish again and continuation. But if we get a bullish flag and we get a bearish breakdown out of the flag, then we're probably likely to run back down to here. And I'll give you a really good example of what I mean by that. If I go to my gold chart through here, and I'm going to go to my weekly chart here for a minute. Let me take everything off the screen here. This has actually happened twice in gold right now, and I remember it very, very clearly. So many people were screaming this pattern, but yeah. So anyway, look at this here, guys. Look at this here. If I go back in time, right, look at this here. Let me actually So look at this. Notice we actually have what? We have a very nice what? A very nice bullish. What's this? A nice bullish flag, right? It's like, oh, it's bull flag. This is bullish. This thing's going to break out. Remember what I said, right? If we get a break down below if we get a break up, then it's bullish. If we get a break down, it's bearish. Okay. Now I'm going to go a level deeper with that, guys. Okay. If we see that this flagpole through here, and I'll get back to this pattern here, but see this flagpole. If that flagpole is very, 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 very long, and then you get a flagpole like that there, even if we do get a breakout, it's likely to be an exhaustion move because we have a very long pole and a short pullback. This is likely to be a false breakout and then a fail through there. So even if you do get a bullish flag, guys, if we have a very long pole, then even if we do get the breakout, it's likely to be a false breakout, okay? Because we haven't had enough. We've had a very big long run. We've used a lot of energy. We need a lot more time going sideways before we go for another run. But look at this here, right? Now look what's happened here. Look, bam, it broke down. Now remember what I said before? Where's the market likely to run to? To the what? To the flagpole, right? The next week actually broke down. And look what actually happened here. We eventually got down to we actually got down a lot more, didn't we? We actually got down a lot more down through here. You can see it actually broke. We ran back up, right? As you can see, ran back up, and then we got back down, and we ran down to the bottom there. Another setup through here. Look at this here. Nice what? Nice bullish flag, right? Look at this here. Nice. Look at that. Very nice sort of bullish pennant through here. But remember what I said before, right? It's like just because we have a bullish pattern doesn't make it bullish. If we get a bullish breakout, then and so it was actually more of a support level, which is probably through there somewhere. So this pattern through here, right? So remember, if we get a bearish breakdown, we're likely to run to at least the bottom of where the flagpole started. Let's actually see what actually happened through here, right? Came down, found support. There we go. Bam, breakdown. Notice how we actually on this. This is a weekly chart here, right? Notice how this bullish looking pennant flag formation. If people are, oh, it's bullish, it's bullish. No, it's not. Bollocks. Wait for the breakout first. Oh, look, it broke down. What does that mean? We're now likely to run to at least this flag formation. And look what happened. It actually ran a lot more, didn't it? So you see what I'm saying through there, guys? So a flag is not just a flag in the markets or any of these patterns, all right? Just because they say, oh, it's a bullish flag, what a load of bollocks. I see some people on YouTube, oh, I've been doing the markets for 30 years and we have a bullish flag and that makes us bullish. What a load of bollocks. No, it's bullish once we actually get the confirmation that it's bullish. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe. I don't normally say that in the videos, but I thought I'd do it today. And leave a comment below and let me know what you think about some of the stuff I've talked about today.